Homes has served our community's roofing needs since 1986. Our local team is proud to stand behind each roof we install and relationships we are building with our community. Highland Homes, where quality is our legacy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what is going to be the championship race here tonight for the TTR Short Track Series, brought to you by Highland Homes Roofing, here tonight at New Hampshire on the Revo Racing Network. My name is Trevor Earhart. Joining me tonight, as always, Justice Murphy, with Rob Rader running the productions in the background. Justice, tonight, 5 drivers enter. 1 driver is going to be crowned a champion. We're going to go 100 laps to see who it's going to be. I can't wait for it, but how are you feeling?
Exciting night here in New Hampshire, Trevor. It's always fun getting to crown a champion. These boys like to battle every week, so I'm sure we'll see nothing short of the best. These guys are going to get out here, hang it all out there on the line. Looks like we're going to have a high tire wear race, a little bit of fuel mileage strategy. So these boys are going to be battling not only themselves, their mental strength, but also the cars, and we'll see what they got for us.
They got about a minute left in qualifying, then about a 5-minute warm up. But we're going to go 100 laps tonight, 2 stages as usual. Lap 20 and lap 50. Stage points will be dealt out, but that's not the important part tonight. Important part's going to be who gets across the line first out of our 5 drivers for the championship. And that's going to be Tyler Truex, Greg Vile, Jared Duda, Patrick Rapaldi, and James Stanger are going to be the 5 drivers running for that championship here tonight. We're going to talk to our drivers once they wrap up qualifying. And get into the warm up and get their thoughts and feelings on the race here tonight. But Justice, I expect maybe some hurt feelings at the end of this from what we've seen in the past 2 weeks with some tempers flaring. Tonight with the championship on the line, we could be seeing a lot of that aggression get finally doled out.
Yeah, I expect more of the same this week. There's going to be even more tempers, I think, laid out on the line. That's what you love to see, though. That's why you watch short track racing, the beating, banging, the tempers flaring. So these boys. I expect that to be a common theme all night among these boys.
Yeah, looking forward to it all. Qualifying's over with. We'll get the starting lineup once we get to the race start. But while we have the 5-minute warm up, we're going to talk to our championship 5 drivers and get their thoughts and feelings on the night. We've got a couple of them already down there. We're going to pull up the first one, the man who's dominated since we started covering these guys. It's going to be, or I'm sorry, I had the wrong guy in my brain. It's Greg Vile, though. Greg, you're starting tonight. You're going to roll off in 3rd. How are you feeling about your chances tonight, and what do you need to do to go out there and win the championship?
I'm just gonna try and take it easy for most of the race. It's a long one, and the tires fall off quick. There's no reason to try and race hard, so hopefully we can be there at the end and put on a good show and come out with that championship.
Greg, we're excited to see it tonight. Good luck, and hopefully we're talking to you and crowning you as the champion when this is all said and done.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was the 9 machine of Greg Vile. The next driver we're going to pull up. This is the man that's dominated from basically the drop since we started covering these guys on the Revo Racing Network. It's the 53 machine of Jared Duda, who I believe is going to be the pole sitter for tonight. Jared's Trevor and Justice up in the booth. And what do you need to do tonight to go out there and cap off this incredible run you've had and get that championship?
Yeah, I know. I think the main goal here is to keep the tires on it. Try to conserve fuel as much as possible. I know the fuel tank's a little small for this 3/4 mile or 1 mile track. But yeah, keep the nose clean, keep the tires on it, keep the fuel in it, and just try to make it to the end. Can't win a championship if you don't finish the race.
That is true, Jared. Well, good luck tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing.
Thank you, guys.
And now it's the turn for the 00 machine, Patrick Rapaldi, kind of the underdog in all of our championship 5 drivers. And Patrick, we haven't talked to you up in the booth. It's Trevor and Justice, I don't think, since we started covering you guys. But here you are, racing for a championship, man. What do you think you need to do to get this done tonight?
Same what I did the whole time. Just kind of keep it clean. Try not to burn up the tires. I'm not as fast as these guys for sure. So I just kind of give a little gap, save some tires, save my own 1 set of tires for the end of the race, and go for it at the last 20. See if I can make up some ground. Hopefully they wreck.
Patrick, we're excited to see it here tonight. Good luck, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank you, guys.
And now it's the turn of the 18 machine, James Stanger, last week's winner. James is Trevor and Justice up in the booth, man. You're running for the championship here tonight. How are you feeling, and what do you think you need to do?
I just I honestly just need to play it safe, just keep my car clean, and hopefully I'll be there at the end. Long race, 100 laps here. It's gonna be a while.
Well, good luck tonight, James, and hopefully you put on a great show on that 18 machine, and we're talking to you at the end of it.
Oh yeah, 10-4.
And now for the final of our 5 drivers, it's gonna be the 69 machine of Tyler Truex. And Tyler, we got a little bit of a sneak conversation with you before it all kicked off tonight, but here you are, rolling off tonight, I believe somewhere around the 6th or 7th position. Man, what do you need to do to get this championship?
Defend off the other 4 drivers. That's what's going to take tonight, I guess.
Yeah, what are you most concerned about tonight, Tyler? Is it gonna be the tire wear, fuel mileage?
I think it's going to be trying to beat Jared. I mean, he's been the class of the field the entire season. So whatever we can do, whether it's get off strategy off of him or take tires before him, after him, whatever it is, try to capitalize. It's going to be, he's the one that everyone's got their eyes on as far as trying to beat. So we'll just kind of see how the first half of the race plays out, and then play the cards after stage 2.
Well, Tyler, good luck tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of all this.
I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you guys are doing, and hopefully it's an exciting one. There's going to be a lot of pit stops and action going on, so let's hope it's good.
We're looking forward to it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Justice, there's the championship 5, and a lot of drivers just saying they're going to take it easy, and the one driver there at the end saying, hey, I got to go out and beat the 53, who I think is on everybody's radars. Jared Duda has been the man to beat just from the start of all this.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the way that I expected those answers to play out, if I'm being honest, Trevor. We've seen that week to week, a few of these guys getting in on just consistency, getting the finish, maybe not being up there battling up front all night or battling for the lead, but got here because they made sure they were in the top 3 or 4 at the end, get themselves in. And then the 69 of Tyler Truex has been up there battling, running tires off, doing everything he could. We saw it last week where he and Jared both ran the right rear tire off and kind of wrecked the car and sent themselves home early. So I expect more of the same. If you're James Stanger, you take from last week, hey, I started in the back. I got up there and won just by hanging around, being the guy at the end. I think he's probably playing that same strategy again here. Patrick Rapaldi kind of echoing that. Hey, I want to take my tires somewhere around that last pit stop and just see if I can go out there and let it all hang out. So, again, I expect a very exciting race from these guys. 1st through 12th, they're all going to put on a show for us, and hopefully we get to see an exciting battle for this championship.
Hopefully we do. 12 drivers here tonight for the final race of the TTR Short Track Series, brought to you by Highland Homes Roofing. And this is how they're going to roll off here tonight. Jared Duda is going to be the man on the pole with Dallas Montez in 2nd. Greg Vile is going to start in the 3rd position with Matt Garrett in 4th. Tyler Truex will roll off in 5th with Robbie Walton in 6th. Matthew Thompson will roll off 7th. Paul Mancini in 8th. Kyle Tarasca in 9th. And Patrick Rapaldi will start in 10th position.
Followed up by James Stanger, our last of the championship 5 on the grid. They're starting in 11th. And the 33 and Nicholas Tomlinson starting shotgun on the field, Trevor. That was a good position to start from last week as James Stanger started 13th out of 13. Ended up making his way up and winning that race. So we'll see if maybe Nicholas Tomlinson can sneak his way in, do a little spoiler. Maybe we get a double burnout here.
Who knows what we're going to see tonight. What I do know, we're in for 100 laps of high octane. I wouldn't necessarily call it short track racing tonight. Is a little over a mile in length here at New Hampshire, one of the bigger tracks that these guys have been to, but nonetheless, it is the short track series. I expect a lot of beating and banging on one another, and we're going to get one more lap, Justice, to build up this anticipation before we go green. But I expect a lot of beating and banging. They get one fast repair here tonight, and I don't foresee a lot of cars maybe coming out of this with that fast repair left in the pocket.
There is no way, Trevor. I think this is going to be another one of those places like we saw our first week on the job here at TTR, where you might get a little nose damage, and because of how long these straightaways are, you're going to chip it out, and you may blow the engine up, to be honest, Trevor. So I think these guys are going to also have to keep that in mind, because you may have a perfectly healthy nose and just be chipping it out down the straightaway and start to overheat the engine. So these guys are going to have to watch a lot of things. You talk about tire wear being a problem, fuel mileage being a problem. Now you got to worry about chipping it out, whether or not that's a problem on beating up the engine. So these guys, a lot of things going on. These Championship 5 have to kind of put it all aside, figure out how to get the car to the end of the race. It's the only way they can get there.
It's going to be fun. One extra set of tires tonight. Fuel window. We've been talking about it a little bit here. 16 to 17 laps. So there will be a pit stop before we get to the first stage at lap 20. At least one, maybe two pit stops before the stage break at lap 50. And it's a free for all there on the pit strategy. But here we go. Pace car getting ready to pull off. Jared Duda, Dallas Montez is going to lead us to the green flag. We are going to crown a champion in 100 laps. The green flag is out. And Montez with a great start as he's side by side with the 53 machine of Jared Duda as they work their way into turn number 1. Long drag race down into 1. And Duda just going to slide up just in front of that 2 machine. Vile trying to follow him closely through, but it's going to be side by side for second out of turn number 2.
Yeah, side by side for second with that 2 car continuing to kind of linger on that right rear bumper of the 53. We may go 3 wide and a 3 may go 4 wide as Tyler Truex sends it in underneath. They sort it out to 3 wide, but little contact there. The 2 manages to clear the 69 there, so we have it sorted out for first and second. Tyler Truex in third, Greg Vile in fourth, side by side with Paul Mancini and Matt Garrett for fifth back here, Trevor.
I mean, you want to talk about just being aggressive from the drop of the green flag. Tyler Truex saying, hey, I want to get up there. I'm going 3 wide. He shoots the gap, gets by Vile. But here comes Montez, man, not running for the championship, but out here trying to get that win and set himself up for next season. He's going to dive into the inside of the 53 machine. A little bit of contact made on corner entry, but battle for the lead. Montez, Duda, side by side, exit turn number 4, and this is allowing the 69 machine of Tyler Truex to creep up into this picture. The battle for fifth still side by side between Garrett and Mancini, but it's this battle for the lead. A little bit more contact, Justice, as they head into turn number 1.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what I don't like seeing down there in 3 and 4, Trevor. That 53 using up a lot of right side tire, sliding it up off that corner, trying to keep Dallas Montez to the inside, kind of stay side by side for the battle. But these guys are letting Tyler Truex creep back in. And I don't think he's going to be super patient. If he gets those bumpers, he's trying to go by these guys. But one thing you see, Trevor, is the momentum here. This is a big thing at New Hampshire and every vehicle that races here. The momentum is not carried off of the very bottom line. You kind of want to run above that first set of hash marks. It's kind of your optimal line, or maybe split the second set of hash marks right down the middle. So we see these guys kind of trying to run everywhere and see what works best for them.
It's all about trying to figure out the momentum in this race car that these drivers have to figure out. And for Duda able to get clear of the 2 machine of Montez, and we go further back in the field, and this is going to be the 7 of Mancini, the 3 of Matt Garrett. I mean, these 2 have been going at it since the drop of the green flag. They haven't quite figured out this battle for fifth and sixth position. Right behind them, Robbie Walton, who started to recover, Justice, after I'd say a tough 3 weeks for that 66 machine, trying to get up here and have himself a good run. But just kind of stuck in line as Mancini and Garrett continue this battle.
Yeah, they continue to bump and battle, and Paul Mancini a little sideways in the middle of the corner. As you were talking about Robbie Walton being a victim of unfortunate circumstance, he nearly was again. But as we're on board here with Paul Mancini, the minute we got in the car, Trevor, the very first thing I noticed, he was on the chip. You'll see that red light up, and that means that you are chipped out in these things. Look how long he's riding that red light, Trevor, as we have a battle for the lead once again. I think that those engine overheating may be a problem at some point.
It could be a little bit of front end damage. I mean, that was about 3/4 or about a quarter of the straightaway left that he was on that chip there. So we'll see if that's going to come into play. But Montez not going away quietly. This has kind of been the story of the season. The shorter tracks, Jared Duda gets out to the lead, runs away with it by about 2 or 3 seconds. But these bigger tracks like Richmond, New Hampshire, he gets out to the lead, but just isn't able to pull away. And now Tyler Truex with a little bit of a momentum down the front straightaway as Montez kind of got pinched down there, and Truex looking to find a way through, Justice. But if you're Tyler here, I think you got to be a little bit patient. The last 2 weeks, when it's come to these higher tire wear tracks, hasn't been the best at saving those tires. But here he goes for second place into turn number 3.
Yeah, I think if you're Tyler Truex, you're just thinking, let me get up here and see if I can run away and hide. It's hard to do that when you only have 1 set of tires in the pits, though, and you know stage breaks are coming. You don't want to take those tires super early, because then you're kind of messed up on the back end of the run. But what we do have up here, Trevor, we have a 7-car breakaway. It looks like kind of 8th through 12th have kind of said, hey, we're going to stay, hang out back here. We're going to really conserve these tires and not really get involved in all this battling going on. As the 7 of Paul Mancini once again to the inside of the 3 of Matt Garrett, battle for 5th.
I mean, that battle, 8 laps now, coming on 9 laps that this battle has just been going on. And they haven't figured it out yet. They don't know what they want to do. Looks like Garrett finally going to be clear, but I think for Mancini, he's going to try to dive it back in here into 1 and 2. And yep, there goes the 7 machine to the inside of the 3 and up front. A little bit of contact between our leaders. Tyler Truex gets into the side of the 53 of Duda, but they both keep it straight. That checks up the 2 of Montez, who now has Greg Vile for company. The Vile holds back in line, but a little bit of a scare there for our race leaders.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go 2 by 2 by 2 for 1st through 6th here. I think in just a lap, as we see Tyler Truex going ahead and taking the pit stop early. I was kind of wondering how people would play this. He's playing to split the stage dead in half, figuring now the field has sorted itself out. You're not as likely to get that caution where you can kind of save and make it to the end of the stage here. So went ahead and took that pit stop early. I'm sure just a quick hitter, get just enough fuel in it to make the stage. Wondering how long it'll take these guys to follow. Probably not a huge deal how quickly you follow them in there, just because you're not going and taking tires. We see contact there with the 9 and the 2. As the 2's coming to pit road, the 3's coming to pit road. It looks like maybe the 9 wasn't anticipating that Dallas Montez was going to pit there.
Yeah, I don't think Vile was expecting that. That no call on the radio, I don't believe, from either driver. So things you got to watch out for. Just cars pitting, and that's one of the things about short track racing. Justice, these guys typically don't have a spotter. It's kind of all done from sense, and right there, a little bit of contact, but no harm, no foul. As Vile now trying to get to the inside of Mancini, and I think for Mancini, I don't think he's not been side by side with somebody since the drop of the green flag, but it looks like Vile able to get clear. As our top 7 now all stay, or top 9 yet to make their pit stops. It's been Tyler Truex, Matt Garrett, Dallas Montez, the drivers making pit stops, and a little bit of a slow stop for Montez. Justice, he's going a lap down to the 53 of Duda along with the 3 of Matt Garrett.
Yeah, I think that it's almost like he took a full fuel tank. Maybe thinking about making a play for strategy in stage 2. I think that may put you a little behind the 8 ball if you do that. It may force you to pit twice in stage 2. I don't really know that that's going to be the play, but we'll see if that's what he's trying to do here. But yeah, you definitely didn't want to go a lap down, as we saw Tyler Truex filter into the pits and come out. And he's about a half a straightaway in front of the 53 of Jared Duda. So going to maintain lead lap, and may honestly, he's probably going to take the lead once Jared Duda pits here, just based off of where he's at, because he did maintain the lead lap. So very interesting that the lengthy stops there for the 2 and the 3, about 3 and 5 seconds longer than Tyler Truex, as we see the leader coming in right now to pit. Now, camera on the 69, that is your battle basically for the stage win, most likely, is how that's going to play out. Nobody's going to be able to save enough. Right now, the 00 and 33 remain on track, Trevor, so again, that battle between the 69 and the 53 is probably ultimately the one for the stage here.
Yeah, right now, Tyler Truex working his way through 3 and 4. Jared Duda just into his box. The good thing for Jared, though, he's got the first pit stall at the end of pit road, so it's clean out for him, and basically can just get back up to speed. But we're going to see where this cycles out. The 69 of Truex's Thompson also on pit road, and actually there goes Tyler, and that's a huge gap to the 53 of Jared Duda. Justice is Duda now off pit road, and Truex going to be halfway down the back straightaway before this 53 is even up to speed.
Yeah, he had another one with a lengthy stop there, 15 seconds versus Tyler being on pit road 11. So whatever Tyler did there, if it was just taking enough fuel to make the stage, it seems to have worked for him. Greg Vile also came out ahead of Jared Duda there. So interesting there is now we see our current actual leader, Patrick Rapaldi, coming down to pit. I expect Nicholas Tomlinson to be either 1 lap or so, or maybe 2 behind him, as he is coming up on the edge of the fuel window that we were relayed, which is about 16 to 17 laps. So would expect that to sort itself out. Pit cycle should end here in the next lap or so, and that'll put Tyler Truex back into the lead here.
Yeah, man, looking at his time, is going to be about 3 seconds ahead of Greg Vile, Matt Garrett, Jared Duda. Those 3 pretty much underneath a blanket, the way they've cycled out of pit road, and it looks like the 33 of Nicholas Tomlinson going to bring that machine down pit road. You can see him working the apron there. nice and easy on the pit road for the 33 machine. And a quick update on where the championship 5 are running. It's going to be Truex, Vile, then Duda in fourth. They'll cycle through first, second, and fourth. And then Grapaldi, I believe, is going to cycle out in about sixth or seventh, Justice, and Stanger all the way down there in eighth position. But Stanger and Grapaldi kind of running the take it easy early on in the race strategy, which isn't a bad call, especially with the high tire wear that we're expecting to see here tonight.
Yeah, stage points kind of irrelevant for those 5 guys tonight. So although it's good momentum if you're the 69 car to know you got out there and maybe get the stage win here is what it's looking like. It doesn't benefit you. You know, you don't get 3 extra points here and put yourself ahead where, you know, you get to finish few positions behind Jared and still win the championship, or behind Patrick and win the championship. So while it's nice, not a huge deal. So yeah, Stanger cycled out into 8th, Grapaldi into 6th, then you got Jared in 4th, Greg Vile in 3rd, and Tyler Truex leading. So yeah, these guys kind of putting on an interesting show here. We've seen some side-by-side battling so far, Trevor, but working our way about 2 to go in the stage, and kind of interested in how this is shaping up, because this field comes back down. I think you're going to have some split guys as far as how long they have to stay in the pits.
Tell you what, not only that, but they're running down our leader, Tyler Truex. It was 2 seconds. Now it's down to under a second. You can see him just in front of the shot as we come onto the white flag of stage number 1. I'm sorry, we got 2 more laps to go here in stage number 1. But they've caught him now. It's under half a second. Matt Garrett, Greg Vile, Jared Duda have caught that 69 machine. And here goes Vile to the inside of the 3. This is going to be a battle for second, maybe down into 3 and 4. But the leader right there in sight, Justice.
Yeah, I would tend to think here that this is a game by Tyler Truex of managing your gap, right? You were way out there ahead. Why run the tire off, you know? You can run half a second to 7/10, which is about what it's been. Slower than these guys, just back up to them, get to about a half a second clear, which is what he is right now, and just kind of run it real soft to the stage. He doesn't really have to do anything crazy. So I think this is a game of managing your gap, managing those tires, and just making the long-term play. He is one that kind of let us in that he would like to wait as long as he can on those tires later. So we'll see how this plays out for him as he comes off of 4 here, ready to win the stage, Trevor.
Out of turn number 4, Tyler Truex going to get the green and white checkered flag through stage number 1, followed by Matt Garrett, Greg Vile, Jared Duda, Dallas Montez are going to be the ones that get paid out the stage points. So not really relevant for tonight's race, but hey, still stage points for the overall point standings and for the guys that aren't running for a championship here tonight. Those stage points could help you maybe gain a couple of positions in the overall standings. But Truex, the race, the stage winner, and he just said what he said in the interview. Hey, we've got to do something different than the 53 machine. One of the first cars down pit road, and it worked out for him. So part 1 of the strategy checked out, but he's got 80 more laps just to try to figure out how to out strategize the 53.
Yeah, so far so good on that front. We'll see. I expect the 53 to kind of learn and adapt to that. But some of that is having been in similar situations, Trevor. You can't outthink yourself, right? So if somebody kind of does something here, don't just adjust your strategy immediately, because your strategy may still be the winning one, right? Unless you see it start to go south here in stage 2, right? Even if it goes green all of stage 2 and you're Jared Duda and you finish 4th again, right, in stage 2, that doesn't mean bail on your strategy. You may have the winning strategy in the final stage. You just get beat the first 2, and that can happen. But if they go green all of stage 2, you still get a yellow flag and to bunch back up. So I don't think that the 53, the 9, the 18, all these guys, the 00, these guys battling for this, I don't think you change your strategy up just based off of what happened in stage 1. Still got a long race to go, and plenty of time to make up whatever you need to get there.
Correct. And yeah, there's no point. Like you said, you're not running for stage points. You're just running to beat the other 4 guys that you're racing with. And right now, everybody on pit road for what I would assume is just a full tank of fuel. Fill it up to run as long as you can here in stage number 2 before you have to make your pit stop. As we will go to lap 50 at stage number 2. And there's the mad dash off pit road. And it looks like Jared Duda is going to be the race winner as he beats the 2 of Dallas Montez and Greg Vile out of pit road. and we'll assume the race lead Tyler Truex with a slow stop. But I'm guessing that's based on the amount of fuel that 69 machine had to take there, Justice, since he was one of the first cars on pit road.
Yeah, and again took a little less fuel. I think we're getting ready to bring him up. Tyler Truex in the booth. You are a stage winner there. Had a little longer pit stop there. So how are we feeling about getting back to the front here in stage 2?
Oh, I knew that was going to happen there. I short pitted everybody on fuel, so I figured that was going to cycle me back behind them, the guys. That's why I was saving a bunch of tires. So we'll see. Hopefully, them guys used up a bunch of tires, and I can drive through the field here.
Well, Tyler, you got another 30 lap dash here to stage number 2. Is it going to be the same plan, kind of just conserve the tires and make it there, or are you going to be a little bit, are you going to be a little bit aggressive and try to get some track position back?
Same plan as the first one. Drive back through the field, hit about halfway through this stage.
All right, well, we'll send you back down there, Tyler, and good luck.
Appreciate it.
That's the stage winner, the 69 machine, Tyler Truex. And Justice said he's going to drive back up there, and then he's going to kind of do the same strategy. I don't hate it. Worked for him in stage 1. Why not try it again in stage number 2?
Yeah, I think if you're him, you're thinking, man, this strategy worked out perfectly for me. So you're definitely not changing what you're doing. Again, if he can short pit these guys and maybe take a little less fuel, it looked to be the game that he played there, knowing that it was going to cycle him behind him again. Little interesting here. I think by the time they go green, we're going to get about 24 laps in the stage versus 20. So gonna have to take a little more fuel regardless to get to the end, because you're gonna run 12 and 12 basically to split it in half. So gonna be very interested to see how this actually plays out, if he can do that same thing again. And again, maybe if you're Jared Duda or Greg Vile and you think that track position is important, maybe you do the same thing here and just bail on a little track position at the start of stage 3.
It'll be interesting to see. Also, you can't count out the 00 of Patrick Capaldi and the 18 of James Stanger. They're down there in 6th and 10th respectively. But pace car is pulled off. Jared Duda, Dallas Montez is going to lead us back to the restart here, just like we were at the start of the race. But this time it's a much better start for the 53 machine, as he's already clear of the 2 of Montez, who I think might have spun the tires just a little bit on that restart. But into turn number 1, the 2 trying to get back to the rear bumper of the 53, but here comes Vile to the inside, and then Paul Mancini in the 7 just kind of lurking there in 4th.
Yeah, Paul Mancini wants to get involved with this battle for the lead. I can promise you that. He has showed us that every time he's on track, Trevor. As the top 4 try to settle it out, and then Dallas Montez immediately with the dive into turn 3. We should see a little bit of more momentum by the 53 of Jared Duda. See if Dallas can hang on here and go ahead and execute this pass for the lead.
Tell you what, a little bit of close side drafting down the straightaway almost could be disastrous for our race leader. One little slip up of maybe another inch or 2 could have seen the 53 hard into the inside wall, but they keep it off of one another down the back straightaway. You can just see the cars starting to get a little bit loose. Justice starting to really kind of walk around on these drivers. On corner exit is into 3 and 4. It's going to be Montez again, just being a pest to the 53 of Duda. And if you're Jared Duda, I don't think this is a battle you particularly want to stay in this long, as you're just tearing up your tires and potentially making contact with this 2 machine.
I was about to say the laps keep ticking off and they get closer to causing calamity here. Yeah, I think I agree, Trevor. This might be one, if you're the 53, for the sake of conservation, at some point you back out of. But he keeps clearing that 2 car as he is now fully clear this time, and that kind of sorts itself out. But we got a battle for 5th here as Tyler Truex dives past the 66 of Robbie Walton and kind of gets all the way to the inside of the 7 of Paul Mancini, backs it down, files in line, trying to make his way back to the front like he told us in that stage interview, Trevor.
Yeah, not surprised to see that aggressive move there, but gets around Walton, got up to the door of the 7 machine of Mancini, just nowhere to go for him, and now just kind of right in line as it looks like our top 7, pretty much top 6 breaking away. Grapaldi just kind of hanging on to the tail end of this lead pack, as he's kind of the odd man in the middle between what essentially is turned into 2 packs, Justice. As you see Tyler Truex now making a move to the inside of the 7 of Mancini, going to try to drift up and be clear. Those 2 going to still be side by side down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I would think this should be a pretty easy clear into 1 and 2 here for Tyler, the way he's been sending it in. But Paul Mancini willing to send it a little deep in there as well. But Tyler's going to clear him, get to 4th place. Now he's got the 9 car in that windshield. So interested to see if he can run up there and get him down. But yeah, it kind of splits up a little bit here, Trevor. You get kind of 2 packs, running separately there. As we see the field kind of just settling in, getting that green flag run in. They ran the whole first stage green. Looks like we're gonna get the whole second stage green if they stay sorted out like this. Nobody's really trying to battle for position. You see Greg Vile maybe flashing the headlights there to Dallas Montez, just letting him know, hey, I'm coming at some point, and that point is right now as he makes the dive to the inside and a little bit of contact as they get ready to get down into turn 3.
Yeah, a little bit more contact there. And it's just the product of these cars just kind of walking around on you on corner exit. They get a little bit loose. You kind of chase it a little bit and a little bit of contact made. But hey, rubbing's racing, no harm, no foul. But there's a lot of rubbing right there on the exit of turn number 4 between Truex and Montez. They get separated halfway down the front straightaway. But here goes Truex trying to look to the inside. But again, what could have been disaster for one of our championship 5 drivers is Truex trying to get clear out of 2 and finally going to be able to do so, moves himself up to 3rd.
Yeah, it looks like that 2 cars maybe lost a little bit of the handle as we kind of see that from week to week from a couple of these guys just randomly start to lose the handle and you can tell they've overdriven it. So it's the 7 of Paul Mancini loose there on the inside of the 2 of Dallas Montez. So the handle's starting to go away, and these guys don't want to see that on lap 33, Trevor, as they only have 1 set of tires. You've only run a third of the race. You don't want to be thinking about a set right now.
No, I think you're saving that set for lap 70, 75. I mean, if you can hold on to them later than that, I think that's what you're going to do. But for second place, Tyler Truex, that battle's already done and over with, right as we caught up to it there and moved Truex up to second. But I expect to see that machine down pit road relatively soon, Justice, as he wanted to be one of the first ones down pit road. And this kind of opens that pit window here at about this lap for these guys to make it to the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, I think we're about 3 laps from closing in on his window. I would expect him to get there at that point, but it's going to be even better for him if he cycles all the way to the lead before having to pit. That kind of puts you in a power position to make that work. And this is what I was talking about at the end of stage 1, Trevor, where he was running about 6 to 7 tenths at times off the pace of the other guys. It's starting to show right here that these guys maybe don't quite have the tire that this 69 has underneath it.
I mean, he was 4 tenths quicker the previous lap, that lap by 3 tenths quicker than Jared Duda. And here goes the 69 machine of Tyler Truex, battle for the lead out of turn number 2. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. And just, I think you're spot on with that tire saving that he did toward the end of stage number 1, really coming to fruition here for him as he dives it to the inside. And the slide job at the crossover from the 53 of Dudas, he now goes to the inside. That battle for the lead continues out of turn number 4.
Yeah, I just think Tyler with the tire advantage here as they go down into 1 and 2, and he's going to carry the momentum perhaps off the corner. He should be able to make it stick, but we see the 53 slide up in front of him. The 69 going to try to turn underneath and make a crossover down here. At some point, you quit doing this because you don't want to burn up all that tire advantage you worked for. If you're Tyler Truex, perhaps you consider pitting just to get yourself out of this battle.
It's kind of like what you see in road course racing where you just pit to get the clean air. But the first car down pit road, going to be Greg Vile, Dallas Montez, Matt Garrett, Matthew Thompson, Paul Mancini all down pit road as the battle for the lead still continues down into 1 and 2. But a handful of drivers being the first ones down pit road. And just I'm surprised it wasn't led by Tyler Truex, but Vile and those guys learning from what the 69 did at the beginning of stage number 1. They're all down pit road as this battle for the lead still goes, and they're beating and banging on each other into 3 and 4.
Yeah, I would expect Tyler to be down probably right here. If I had to guess, you're going to see him hang this left. Yep, he is coming right here. Get yourself out of the battle. Don't burn the tires up. Let's get down pit road, cool them back off, take our fuel. And Jared Duda thinking that same thing. Thank God that 69 is off my left side door. So interested to see how this plays out. See if Tyler maybe ran this a lap longer than he should have. I guess we'll see how it sorts out at the end of the day for all these guys that pitted. Nicholas Thompson, Patrick Rapaldi still out there. Jared Duda still out there in the lead. Kyle Tarasca. has pitted already. James Stanger. Some short pit stops for those guys. So perhaps that extra pit stop was at the stage, Trevor. But Tyler Truex now down pit road, exiting pit road, kind of right here behind the 9.
He's going to come out right in the middle of that battle with everybody who already made their pit stop. You see Taraska, Stanger go by. They're on the lead lap, but he's going to come out behind Paul Mancini and Greg Vile. He's actually side by side with Mancini, who I think is finally enjoying some single file racing there, Justice, after having battled side by side with the 3 machine of Garrett for the first 16 laps or so of this race. But Duda still leads the way, followed by Nicholas Tomlinson, Kyle Taraska, James Stanger. Taraska and Stanger topped off right before we went back green, so they can go about another couple of laps longer than everybody else. But I gotta say, kind of surprised to see the 53 machine stay out as long as he has, as Truex back here battling with Mancini, trying to get by the 7 machine so he can go up and run down the 9 of Greg Vile.
Yeah, I think for the sake of your tire conservation that you've played, if you're Tyler Truex, I don't know that you maintain this battle for long. I think you're willing to kind of finish maybe 3rd in the stage, 4th, if that's where it sorts him out to. As Jared Duda down pit road, that makes the remainder of all of the lead lap cars, as everybody has now made their pit stop or pulling into the pit box. So we've seen it cycle out. Now we get to see how this plays out for the 69, the 7, the 22, and the 9, who look like they're going to cycle to be 1st through 4th here.
Yeah, one more car to come down pit road. It's that man right there on the screen who's making his way down pit road. That's the 22 of Kyle Taraska. It's going to hand the lead over to, I believe, the 9 machine of Greg Vile, Paul Mancini, Tyler Truex. We'll see where Duda comes out of pit road as he's out on pit exit here. He's going to come out behind the 69 of Tyler Truex. It looks like going to be right there with Matt Garrett, Dallas Montez, James Stanger. It's kind of going to be where he comes out of pit road, Justice. And I mean, with staying out that long, I know nobody really took tires, but staying out as long as he did, he's given up 3 or 4 positions there in this pit cycle.
Yeah, I also, again, think that it's a time in the pit box issue as well, Trevor, taking more fuel than you need. Obviously a risky game if you say I'm going to take enough to get to, 1 lap in the stage, and maybe you burn a little extra that you think you normally wouldn't. But, yeah, interesting. He was in the pit box about 3 to 4 seconds longer than the majority of these guys out here. Now the 22 has gone in, cycled out straight in front of him. So Jared Duda cycles all the way back to 6th place here as they're running right now with Greg Vile out in the lead.
Yeah, it's so interesting with these cars. This is our first time covering the street stocks. Yeah, we've run them before, going through all your licensing stuff, but you never really get into races where you have to deal with fuel mileage. Justice. I mean, this is kind of new to all of us up here in the booth, is learning the pit stops and how long do we expect these guys down pit road for just fuel only pit stops. And it's been a heck of a learning curve, I must say. So for Duda, it's not a lot of cars that he's got to get through, but I mean, it's some tough competition he's got to get through to get back up there with Tyler Truex and Greg Vile.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something really wild here, Trevor, as I'm watching kind of lap times tick off here. That 18 car right now, he talked about how he was going to have to just be patient, save his stuff. He is somewhere between 1 and 3/10 faster than most everybody in front of him. The only cars that have run faster, Kyle Taraska and Jared Duda on the last lap, but it was only by about a 0.5 So that 18 car may be playing his strategy just like he wanted to, getting his way up there on those probably long-used tires.
Yeah, I'm sure all these guys probably at lap 50 going to be screaming for tires, but knowing that if you take them at the second stage break, you're pretty much just making a bet and lying in it that you're not going to have any chance to win the race or a championship if you do so. And the question is going to be, do you take them under green or do you wait for maybe a late race caution to take them? That's going to be the fun part that we're going to have to figure out. But before we figure that out, we're going to figure out who's going to be the winner of the stage as we come into 4 laps to go here before stage number 2. And Tyler Truex trying to go sweep the stages here. So he's run down the 9 machine of Greg Vile, and this is shortly going to be a battle for the lead, probably on the exit of turn number 2.
Yeah, again, Tyler kind of flipping times with the 18 here. Those two guys swapping off for fastest on track right now. So yeah, he's trying to get to that 9 of Greg Vile. You wonder how patient he's willing to be with him again. Maybe not use the bumper right now just in case you need to use it later. But I expect this to be a good show as we see Tyler starting to lose the handle a little bit. Gets into the outside wall there at the exit of turn 4.
These cars are starting to be a handful as we get a onboard shot here of what the wheel looks like for Tyler as he works his way through 1 and 2 and a little bit of adjustments, but right there, exit turn number 2, big slide, big hold there for him. But I think that's just how everybody's feeling as the right rears start to go away on these things, trying to get the power down as he still tries to track down the 9 of Vile. Gets right to his bumper, Justice, but it's corner exit. You can see there where the car starts to slide and he's got to catch it. He's just not getting these runs off the corner.
Yeah, the right rear does not want to grip up as he gets ready to lay the power down, which is kind of what we saw last week as these guys lost the tire. Him and Jared both had that same problem. And the more you see that wheel turning right, the more that right rear isn't cooperating, folks. So he is all over the bumper of this 9 car. Interested to see if he's willing to make a dive here in the 3 and 4. 9 car kind of slides up. Tyler Truex to the inside. These guys are probably going to be drag racing down the front stretch here, Trevor.
Tyler gets a little bit loose trying to keep it off the door of the 9 machine. I don't think you want to make enemies this early on in this race with, you all running for a championship. But Tyler, I mean, was all over the rear bumper of the 9 machine. This time goes a little bit high, trying to get by Greg Vile. But I think the tires, maybe at this point, just a little bit too hot as we saw him battling with the 53 of due to the 7 of Mancini. Coming to 1 to go here in the stage. Will he have another shot at the 9 of Vile? It's going to be the question as they work their way through turn number 3 into 4, gets right to the rear bumper, but just can't keep that car in a straight line on corner exit.
Yep, these guys falling off a little bit. Greg Vile going to win the stage here, Trevor. And we are 2 for 2. I believe, was that the stage win, Trevor? We got one more lap. I guess we got to complete this lap. And we see a little bit of beating and banging. The 69 to the inside wanting to win the stage. But it looks like he's now going to have that 3 car length advantage here on Tyler going into 3 and 4. And that will probably be enough to win him the stage here off of turn 4.
Yeah, the little bit of contact through 1 and 2. Thought we were going to see a disaster for both those drivers, but everybody keeps it together. And Greg Vile going to hold off the hard charging Tyler Truex to get stage 2 victory. Followed by Paul Mancini in 3rd, Kyle Tarasca, Jared Duda, the top 5 all collecting their stage points. James Steger is going to be in 6th, and an update on Patrick Capaldi, just all the way down there in 10th, just doing what he said he was going to do. Be patient and see what the 00 can do at the end, Justice. And I got to say, just sticking to his plan.
Yeah, I while we were covering that battle for the lead there at the end, I saw a little bit of an interesting move. It seemed a little desperate at this point in the race for 4th place, but Jared Duda just absolutely sent it into 3 and 4, slid in front of Kyle Tarasca, got the bumper from the 22 of Kyle Tarasca, and ended up kind of behind him in the outside lane, finishing 4th. As we're seeing the replay right here, Trevor, this was wild. Tarasca kind of gave him a little tap there. It's hard to tell, but they end up just side by side running. So interesting move there from the 53 of Jared Duda. I don't know that you want to do that, especially on old tires as they're starting to wear out and you're trying to save what you can.
Yeah, I feel like just trying to get that track position back and get closer to those guys, and you make an aggressive move like that a little bit too early. I think you're right there, a little bit too early for that move, but no harm, no foul. But something that Tarasca probably going to put in the memory bank there, Justice. I mean, these guys are running. Who's running for a championship, but you can only cut them so much of a break, throughout the course of a race.
Yeah, especially if you feel like they're going to do things like that to you. Now, I know we've covered, races where Kyle Tarasca's been the aggressor on moves like that. So, I guess it depends on who's got the longer memory bank and who's got what in the depository. So, interested to see how this plays out as we see the entire field down pit road. We see Dallas Montez jacked up on the right side, taking tires. Looks like the 3 of Matt Garrett. 69 of Tyler Truex jacked up the car on the left side. So interested to see. I think some of these guys went ahead and took 4 tires here. Going to split this race in half.
That's an interesting call. Tyler Truex for sure. Dallas Montez as well. And Jared Duda, no tires for the 53 machine. And I'm intrigued to see how this works out. You want to talk about having a different strategy than everybody around you. Hey, why not take 4 tires on lap 53, leaving yourself 47 laps to go on this set of tires, and knowing that everybody that didn't take tires has that extra set, and it's going to be about a 2 second or a second to a second and a half drop off.
Yeah, I think we have pulled our stage winner, the 9 of Greg Vile, here into the booth. Got up there, won the stage. You're the first one down pit road. That seems to be the winning strategy. How are we feeling about getting up there and finishing this thing off with a championship, Greg?
Yeah, this is the hard part. I mean, between taking tires and when to pit, running the tank out, it obviously worked a little better for Dutta. So right now, I'm still in a guessing game, but hopefully we can figure something out between these next couple stops and bring it home.
Greg, did you take tires, or you still on the old tires here?
We are still on old tires.
All right. Well, we know y'all are coming to green, so we wish you luck, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
As the 9 there of Vile Justice, we got him right back to the boot, right back to his team before we went back green, and a big block from the 53 to cover off that momentum of Vile as they head into 1 and 2. But everybody's still on old tires. A little bit of contact from Stanger, gets the 9 machine loose. Here comes Tyler Truex on the fresh tires. Mancini, I believe, might be on fresh tires. They're almost 2-3 wide down the back straightaway. We're going to be 2 by 2 from 2nd to 5th, with Truex kind of getting held up, and the 53 of Duda just driving away. But the 18 of Stanger again, contact with the rear end of the 9 of Vile.
Yeah, I think Tyler Truex trying to work his way up to the lead, see if he can maybe drive away a little bit, and hope that works out for him. We see him side by side with the 9 of Greg Vile here, and guys starting to show the impatience. A little bit of dooring here going on in the middle of 1 and 2, Trevor. Now the 18 going to try to get to the inside of the 9 as well. James Stanger wants to get his name in the hat, and we see Robbie Walton off track in the back, hopefully does not bring out a caution. I'm sorry, that's the 33 of Nicholas Tomlinson. Wrong car there. My apologies. But yeah, the 53 of Jared Duda kind of driving away by a couple car lengths here.
Yeah, and I think if you're these guys on fresh tires, it's a combination of trying to get all the track position and get by the slower cars, but at the same time, you don't want to tear these tires up, because everybody around you, like Duda and Vile, still have to make a pit stop here, and will have that extra set. The question is just going to be, when are they going to make it, and can you pull enough of a gap that by the time they catch you, the tires are going to be equaled out? That's the real thing. But Duda able to kind of drive away here from Mancini and Truex. He's got about a half a second lead, as one driver has called it a night. It's going to be Dallas Montez in the 2 machine calling it a night. He was up front battling for the lead there at points, but here comes a battle for 3rd, as Stanger now going to look to the inside of the 69 of Truex.
Yeah, I think as funny as this sounds, Trevor, I think that Tyler Truex appears to be playing this kind of the way I would think you want to. If you're on the new tires here, you maybe try to match time a little bit with these guys, because you're going to have shorter pit stops, right? At some point, they're going to take a longer pit stop where they have to get tires. You're only going to have to take fuel. So I think maybe trying to play that game, I think Denny Hamlin said it on his podcast, is you're trying to make your time on the racetrack as short as you can, right? That's how you win the race, the shortest time on the racetrack. So I think maybe a game here that Tyler's trying to play, you just kind of run level times with these guys, and then you take your tire advantage once they start pitting and having to take theirs.
And what you don't need is a late race caution, or a caution kind of in the middle of the green flag pit cycle. That would give the guys time to come down and get those tires and be done with everything and be on the same page as you. But with kind of how hard these guys are running right now, wouldn't be surprised if we've got one. We've seen a little bit of contact throughout the field here. Looks like Stanger now going to try to get to the inside of Mancini, and these guys getting to the point, Justice, where they're not afraid to lean on each other a little bit harder than they were earlier in the race.
Yeah, you can tell. They're just saying, hey, maybe I got a fast repair in my pocket and that extra set of tires that some of these other guys don't have. I'm going to do some leaning, and if we do some rocking, so be it. As we see the 18 of James Stanger going to clear the 7 of Paul Mancini. But I don't think that battle's done, as Paul Mancini is all over that back bumper.
Yeah, Paul's been quick, and we've seen him be aggressive. So not surprised to see him up here putting up a heck of a fight behind them. Vile now trying to get to the inside of the 69 of Truex. A little bit of contact made down the back straightaway, but they keep it straight and steady as Truex now going to try to find a way by Mancini, but just kind of sitting there lurking as they've caught back up to the leader of Jared Duda. Justice is Kyle Traska, Robbie Walton, and Patrick Capaldi kind of tail ending this 8-car train for the lead.
Yeah, again, just really trying to study what the goal is here for the 69 of Tyler Truex. We see Patrick Rapaldi get all the way up into the marbles there, but running basically the same times he was before he took new tires. So, again, I think this is the play. Maybe trying to play it the smart way, but we're going to see as we now have our entire championship 5 running first through 8th. And all in the same pack for the first time tonight. So these guys continuing to put on a good show as we now have the 69 of Tyler Truex side by side with Paul Mancini for third.
And Mancini now on the bottom. I don't think that's going to be the preferred line, but Truex gets a little loose. Here comes Vile trying to give a little bit of a helping hand to the Tyler as they work their way down the back straightaway. But here comes Stanger to the inside. He's going to make a move for the race lead as he gets to the inside of Jared Duda. So battle for the lead, battle for second. Truex. Or battle for third, I'm sorry, as Truex gets clear of Mancini. Mancini with a little bit of a run off the corner. Vile trying to make it 3 wide, but he's going to jump back up in front of the 22 of Tarasca. And Truex with a heck of a run as he's now side by side with Stanger for second.
Yeah, I was just say you called it a battle for second, and I think he was going to turn it into a battle for second. As we see the battle for the lead continue to heat up, but Tyler Truex putting his nose into this, and this may be enough now to clear the 53 completely of the 18. We see Tyler give him a bump, move him up the track. Tyler Truex to the point for now with a slide job. We'll see if the 53 can drive underneath him. I think he's going to get by him here. Is he going to give him the room off the corner? Again, tire advantage be damned here, Trevor. That 53 car said, I want to keep this lead.
I mean, you want to talk about an aggressive move from Tyler there. Stanger got on the brakes, and had Stanger not checked up a little bit, the 69 would have been in the inside tire barrier down the back straightaway on the entrance to turn number 3. But nonetheless, here he is battling for the lead side by side with Jared Duda as they work their way through 3 and 4. And Justice, he's going to need to get this pass done. And right there, Duda drifts up just a little bit, and this should give Tyler enough momentum off the corner exit to pull away from the 53. Looks like almost clear. A little bit of contact made, though, trying to get clear. And now finally clear of Duda. And here comes Stanger with a big move. He's going to get up into the door of the 53 of Duda. They're going to lean on each other through 1 and 2. And that contact's still going to continue in the battle for second now between the 18 and the 53.
Yeah, this is what Tyler wants to see and what Tyler doesn't want to see all at the same time. Those guys battling in your mirror let you kind of drive away. Those guys banging in your mirror means that they may end up wrecking and you get that yellow flag you don't want. As the 18 and 53 continue to lean on each other. Other guys fighting loose cars in the back. Paul Mancini nearly self-spinning. So interesting battles. We see 3 of our top 5, our championship 5, battling here, second through 4th. With Tyler Truex kind of having a couple car length lead. Looks like he's just trying to maintain and manage that gap again, Trevor. 53 and 18 with contact again. These guys trying hard to wreck these cars. We see the 22 now make contact with the 53.
And Tarasca now getting up and involved in this as Duda's gone from the lead now all the way back to 5th position. He's been the biggest loser in all of this kerfuffle. I believe Justice is now put Tarasca up to 4th, Vile now to 3rd, Stanger up to 2nd. The only one of our championship 5 missing out of the top 5 is going to be the 00 Patrick Capaldi, who again just quietly running there in the 8th position, just waiting to see what the top 4 are going to do and kind of the way they're racing. Justice, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody ends up in a little bit of heartbreak at some point over this. Is Stanger now going to look to the inside of Tyler Truex through 3 and 4?
Yeah, I think Tyler trying to maintain the gap, I think you got to run just hard enough to keep that 18 at bay and not have him diving underneath you there. As we see the 9 trying to get involved as well. But yeah, Patrick Rapaldi, kind of shout out to him. He's kind of hanging on to the back of the pack. Looks like, did he pit, Trevor?
Yeah, on pit road.
I was going to say he's on pit road, so he is the first one down pit road to go get his fuel. As we see the 18 once again to the inside of the 69. Looks like he's making his fuel stop. At least that's what I would guess based off of where he's at here. The 9 going to follow him. The 53 of Jared Duda. A couple of these guys may actually be making fuel and tire stops. As we see the 18, 9, and 53 the 7 of Paul Mancini and the 3 of Matt Garrett all on pit road at the same time here, Trevor.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting for the 9 and the 53. We know they have to take tires and fuel at some point over the course of this last 30 laps or so of this race. The question is going to be, when do you do it, and how long are you going to be stuck on pit road as we wait to see if the jack goes up? There goes the jack on the 9 machine and the 53, along with the 7 of Mancini. So here they go, Justice. This is going to be the longest pit stop of the night for these guys.
Yep, 69 and 22 now also coming down pit road. That's going to put them in for a fuel stop. Robbie Walton looks like he's going to stay out and maybe assume the lead. Going to depend on if he can get all the way clear of the who is that out front? The 9 of Greg Vile, 18 of James Stanger following him. Battle to watch though is going to be how Tyler Truex cycles off. When does he get off of pit road here?
Yeah, that's the question. And you know, I'm honestly surprised how well Vile and Duda were able to hang on with the leaders there as they were battling. As we get a look here comes Vile through down the front straightaway. Truex just now exiting pit road with Tarasca. Truex should be able to come up and stay in front of the 9 machine by about a second or so, Justice. But now it's the question, how much did Truex save those tires, and will he be able to hold on for 30 laps in battle with the guys who just took fresh tires?
Yeah, going to end up clear here as they both go into the corner by about 8 car lengths. So interested to see how long it maybe takes that to get reeled down as Tyler Truex able to maintain the lead or actually get, kind of cycle up there. He made the tire call at the stage. And then just is kind of on fuel strat the rest of the way. Saw a couple guys take tires there, the 18, the 9, the 53, all taking their set of tires. So interested to see here, Trevor. These as first and second here, Tyler Truex and Greg Vile are combined. They're clear about 12 to 13 car lengths back to the 22 of Kyle Tarasca in third.
Yeah, Tarasca, they're going to be the one man holding up. I wouldn't say really holding up, but he's going to be in front of Stanger and Duda as they battle side by side. That's for 4th and 5th, along with the 66 of Robbie Walton, who's up there having a great run for himself, trying to get a top 5. He gets his nose into this battle. Is Duda able to get clear? But here we go, battle for the lead. It's Vile to the inside of the 69 of Tyler Truex, exited turn number 2 as they rocket down the back straightaway. And we'll see here if Truex can be able to hold on to the outside, or if he's going to elect to let the 9 machine go and save a little bit of tire, maybe go for a crossover move, a little bit of a bump. But just like that, Greg Vile up to the lead, and Truex going to have to hold on and ride around here in second.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Greg Vile keeps at the pace that he has been trying to run Tyler Truex down. So one thing that I was kind of studying, noticing what Tyler Truex was doing, he was matching times with those guys when he was on the new tires right there after the stage. Trevor running about 34.0, 34.1, 34.2. Greg Vile was running 33.6s and 33.7s and a 33.8 there on the lap he completed the pass, trying to get to Tyler Truex and pass him. We see Jared Duda running the same thing, 33.7s, 8, 9s, trying to catch up, and Tyler Truex continues to run 34 flats and 34 ones. I imagine if it's like any other stock car that I've ever seen, at some point those guys that are trying to run 3 4/10 faster end up falling off on a steeper cliff. And so this may end up playing into Tyler's hands, but all we're going to do is be able to see if time will tell that. Story is right now, Tyler's about 3 car lengths back, and third place of Jared Duda remains about 12 to 15 back of that.
Time will tell. And right now, update on our top 5, or on our championship 5: Greg Vile, Tyler Truex, Jared Duda, 1, 2, and 3. James Stanger in 6th. Patrick Capaldi rides in 9th. But as we let this green flag run cycle through, it's going to give us a quick time to do a crank it up for everybody. Let them listen to the street stocks roar around the mile racetrack that is New Hampshire. And we will be back with you shortly. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the championship race here for the TTR Short Track Series, brought to you by Highland Homes Roofing. As tonight we crown a champion as 5 drivers race it out, and right now three of the 5 running first, second, and third with Vile, Truex, and Duda the top 3. Then you got Patrick Capaldi in 7th, James Stanger in 8th. Those are the 5 drivers tonight running for the championship. My name is Trevor Earhart. With me tonight, Justice Murphy and Rob Rader running the production for the Revo Racing Network. As Justice, we're getting down to the crunch time, 18 laps to go. As Vile still continues to lead the way, but he's being hounded by the 69 of Tyler Truex.
Yeah, and on top of that, Trevor, we're coming up on the money stop here. I would expect that to start sometime in the next 2 to 3 laps. These guys pitting to get the fuel they need to go to the end. Once you do that, whatever bed you've made, you're laying in it. So a little bit of some off tire strategies, guys doing different things here. Tyler Truex with about 15 lap older tires than the guys in first and third around him. So doing a pretty good job hanging on here, maintaining with that 9 car. You see him hit the wall there going down the front straightaway. But these guys, I could guarantee you, Trevor, once this pit stop happens, I would not be surprised to see Jared Duda close this gap. And we're going to have 3 cars under a blanket battling for a championship probably for the last 12 laps or so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great battle for the championship. But pit stops already underway. Matt Garrett, Robbie Walton, Patrick Capaldi, James Stanger down pit road. Here comes the 9 of Vile. Truex going to try to follow him as well, as those two going to race it onto pit road. And it's going to be Truex getting the top spot, Duda as well on pit road. And this is where it's going to get interesting. Here's the money stop, the aggression from Truex getting the lead onto pit road, Justice. And now it's whose crew can get them back out on the racetrack first and who's going to have the best pit exit.
Yeah, these guys kept racing all the way to that pit road line. So you see Tyler make a slight mistake, slide through the box, had to back it up a little bit. Greg Vile did the same thing. Jared Duda right on the edge of doing that same thing. But yeah, Jared Duda made up a Kyle Larson type gap there. We've seen him do that quite a few times in the Cup Series, where he comes from 10 car lengths back and all of a sudden he's there. The 69 first off of pit road of the 3. About a 5 car length gap to that 9 car. While that is not currently your leaders, actually they did cycle back out to the lead there. So yeah, the 69 there, Tyler Truex leading by a few car lengths there. And this may be what wins him the race on and off pit road, first of the 3 guys battling up front.
You want to talk about the money stop, green flag pit stops? We haven't talked about it a lot this season. How about a pit road speeding penalty for the championship favorite, Jared Duda? 45-second hold. You can see him still sitting on pit road. I mean, the frustration that has to be for the man who has dominated since we started covering the TTR Short Track Series is there. He's finally rolling, Justice. But the money stop, can't make mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes you can make, the 53 machine right there.
You know, we've talked about it at times at some of these bigger tracks we've covered, Trevor, for these guys. When are they gonna have to make a green flag pit stop? And it's easy to make those first 4 of them, right? You're making those. You have the whole race to make up whatever you do, or whatever mistake you make. The hardest one to make is that last one, because you're going in there with the pressure of the championship on the line, pressure of the race win on the line. And you get in there, you make a mistake. Speeding, as I was talking about, he made up a huge gap getting on the pit road like we see Kyle Larson do on Sundays. And this time it came back and bit him as he was too fast on entry. Turns into a 40-second hold, and you're sitting on pit road just absolutely dog cussing yourself in this moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough break. As we were trying to get the replay pulled up, you saw it quickly, but it was already down pit road for the 53. But I mean, you're doing everything you can, trying to push to get up there and you know, stay with those guys, and did a great job getting onto pit road. Just a little bit too aggressive, and that's going to find Jared Duda, the first car 1 lap down in 8th place. And now it's just a 2-man race. Greg Vile, Tyler Truex 1-2. With Taraska in 3rd, Matt Garrett, Robbie Walton, Patrick Capaldi, James Stanger. So the other 2 of the championship 5 down in 6th and 7th, and Justice they're 18, 19 seconds off the race leader. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-man show here for the last 11 laps.
Yeah, I don't want to deem it that yet, Trevor. We have seen crazier things happen. We may see a caution with 2 to go, but yeah, if this stays green, this is going to be a 2-man battle. And these guys already putting on a show in the last 2 laps. Greg Vile came out of pit road about 5 to 7 car lengths behind Tyler Truex. By the time they actually got up to full speed, he was probably 10 or 12 behind him. It is all the way down to about a half a car length right now, Trevor. I can promise you that 69 car is going to be very wide right here through the end of the race, or at least the doors are going to be heavily beat in.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get good. Here we go, 10 laps to go. Here's the battle starting to heat up. Exit of turn number 4. Wow, a little over the rear bumper coming to 9 laps to go. Justice as they work their way into 1 and 2. They've got about a 6-second gap back to that of Kyle Tarascus. So it's up to these two to determine what's going to happen here tonight. But I mean, there is battling throughout the pack. We could see a late race caution from somewhere back in the pack, or it could come from these two. As here they go into 3 and 4 side by side for the lead.
Side by side in 3 and 4. These guys giving each other a lot of respect here. Not really banging yet. I expect that to change with about 3 to go, Trevor. As that 9 car is being very patient, thinking that he has a tire advantage as he drags the wall a little bit there, getting ready on the entry of 1. But it's going to send him up the track. He's going to have a little run, maybe try to cut underneath the 69 here. As he pulls all the way up to that back bumper, going to have a big run here. We see the 69 move down, try to block him. This is going to be interesting. I think the 9 may try to throw a slider.
Oh, there he goes. Slides up into the door, and big drift from the 9 of Vile as he hangs on to it. As both drivers continue to go straight, but to be time lost there for the 9 of Vile, and more preciously than that, tire wear lost for him as well, as it's going to heat up the right rear, and that could really affect the handling. As now that gap's going to be out to about a half a second. Vile has to regroup himself and go back up there and try to run down Tyler Truex, but already closing back in on the 69, who I think has just gone into defensive mode here, Justice. I gotta say, I don't think the lead is where you want to be on the last lap. I think the guy in second is going to have the advantage.
Yeah, it's about 6 laps, closing in on 6 laps to go here. If you're the 9 of Greg Vile, you have to understand that you don't have to make that mistake up right now. You do have to make it up quickly, but it is not a right now problem. You have a few laps to get there and think about how you're going to set your move up, because you don't want to make that mistake again, right? If you're going to go in and use the door to get the 69 out of your line and try to go up there and get the win, you don't want to hit him in the middle of the door, because you see that doesn't work. You have to hit him flush, door-to-door contact, or maybe use the front bumper to move him, but you have a few laps to set that up. Refocus. Let the tires cool off. You got to make up about 4 car lengths here. How can you do it?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. It's a little bit of a internet glitch there for Vile. I believe he disappeared for a quick second off of our screens, but it looks like the issue is sorted out as he's closed back in on that rear bumper. And here's the other thing. You know the door doesn't work. The bumper, probably the best bet to move the driver out of the way. But you don't want to do it too early. That's the issue. If you move him too early, it gives Truex a chance to get back to your bumper and send you up out of the way. So it's going to be about timing when you make your move. 4 laps to go, and Vile here off the rear bumper of the 69 of Tyler Truex. You can see how close that gap is as they work their way through 1 and 2. And this right here, this is going to be what crowns the champion. The battle between these two drivers down the back straightaway they go. Justice on board now with the 9. So go looks to the inside. Here we go. For the lead in entering turn number 3.
Yeah, we see the dive again. Can the 9 hang on to it as the 69 gets a little tight in the middle of the corner? And this is going to be a drag race down the front straightaway, probably into turn 1. The 69 does get clear. The 9 going to fall in behind him. And this is a game. You want to kind of play this game because you want to go up a little bit here in the middle. And then you think you have the tire advantage if you're the 9. You're going to try to drive off, cross over, get underneath that 69 car. But like you said, Trevor, the front bumper is probably your best bet to actually get him up out of the groove. But you don't use that with 3 to go, right? You use that with 1 to go because you want to get him far enough out there that Tyler cannot get back to you. Because if he can get back to you, all bets are off, right? Once you use the chrome horn, you know that it's fair game that it gets used on you, as he's now to the inside here in the 1 and 2 for the first time in a little bit. And we see both cars get through here cleanly. Who's going to have the run off to kind of maintain this position?
That's gonna be the question, side by side, as they continue their way down the back straightaway. I mean, as this is coming to the money time, we're gonna work our way through 3 and 4, looking for the white flag. As long as we make it there, no, the white flag will, be the flag they're looking for. No cautions. As Vile, Truex, side by side, exit turn number 4. Here we go. White flag in the air. It's the battle for the championship, the battle for the win, the battle for the lead. It's everything you could ask for in the TTR short track series as they go into 1 and 2. A little bit of contact made as Vile leans on Truex on the entry. And on the drive off, it looks like Vile going to get clear. It's a great run out of turn number 2 for him. The 69 of Truex trying to work his way down the back straightaway. And here he comes. Will he use the bumper through 3 and 4? Closing. Dives it in there. It's a big send from Tyler. He's alongside. He's almost clear. Gets up into the door of Vile. More contact made. Vile trying to hang on. Big drift. Bit more contact. They beat and bang on the exit. Vile drifts wide. He clips the 69 of Truex. They spin. It's a battle to the line. It's Truex at the line. What a finish that was. They both wrecked shades of Daytona from the 70s. What did we just witness at the finish, Justice? Holy cow.
That is not the way you expect a photo finish, but that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, Trevor. As these guys beat and bang, Tyler full send into turn 3. Both cars get upset. They end up actually spinning around, wrecking, coming back door to door, and the championship is decided by the point of the nose on these street stocks. Holy cow, Trevor. That is incredible.
I'm looking at, as you see there, the contact made. And I mean, that is just your championship racing, hard racing. And looking at timing and scoring, I want to say it's 0.02 of a second right there. I mean, Kurt Busch, Craven, Darlington. I mean, what we saw last week in
Chris
Kansas.
Buescher, Larson, Kansas.
I mean,
holy cow.
You couldn't ask for a closer finish than that. And what a championship race here tonight. We, I think, are going to take a step aside for a quick second and just catch our collective thoughts here and get the drivers in the booth. But I mean, what more could you ask for from the championship race here tonight? We'll be back with the interviews. We're going to talk to our champion. We're going to talk to the second place finisher as well. And I believe our third place finisher, Kyle Taraska. But ladies and gentlemen, stick with us as we're going to have some great interviews when we come back from our quick break here. But again, there's another look at the finish and we'll be back with the interviews.
Highland Homes has served our community's roofing needs since 1986. Our local team is proud to stand behind each roof we install and relationships we are building with our community. Highland Homes, where quality is our legacy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TTR Short Track Series here on the Revo Racing Network. And Justice, that was probably the best finish we've ever called. We're going to get a quick look here on. We're on board with Tyler Truex as they work their way through 3 and 4, beating and banging on one another and wrecking across the line. Before we talk to our champion, we're going to get a view from both onboard cameras. But man, what a finish that was!
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine if you're the 69 and the 9 there, what you're even feeling as far as that range of emotion. You come into turn 3, side by side, beating, banging. Next thing you know, you're wrecking. Still get to the photo finishes. Now we're going to see the onboard from the 9 and Greg Vile. Just, excuse me there, Trevor, trying to stay in it. Catches that right rear. You're in him, and all of a sudden there it is. I mean, the heartbreak at the same time for Greg Vile as the elation there of Tyler Truex. I said it while we were sitting here, Trevor. Not only one of the most incredible things I've seen on iRacing, one of the most incredible finishes I've seen, period, anywhere. As we bring our series champion, Tyler Truex, into the booth, you win the thing by, I mean, inches there, Tyler, wrecking to the finish. Kind of walk us through what you were feeling there and how that went for you.
That was a wild one, huh? Honestly, it couldn't have went any better as far as the series itself. I'm glad that it worked out that way. But that finish, yeah, I thought Greg kind of had me. I pit and took tires at the end of 50, and he waited till the next fuel run, and I think that was definitely the ticket. I kind of just rode behind him after that to the next fuel stop and got lucky there and beat him into pit road, which I think essentially won the race.
I mean, you played the strategy all night long pretty well there, Tyler. And I mean, what's going through your head there? The final 10 laps, you know he's on fresher tires. You're trying to hold him off, and he gets by you there, exited turn number 2. Uh, on the last lap, what's going through your head as you're working your way down the backstretch going into turn number 3?
Honestly, I thought he had it. I thought I left. When he cleared, I was trying to stay that it was outside. I thought that was going to be the move, and when he cleared me off at 2, I thought I was pretty well screwed. But I just kind of drove it down into 3, just more or less scare him, and we, the rest, we ended up getting. He ended up getting free and kind of spoiling it for himself, I think.
I mean, it was a great battle to the line, 0.02, the gap there. And I mean, it's been a spectacular, I believe, 7 races that we've covered you guys here on the TTR Short Track Series that y'all put on, a spectacular race after race, finish after finish. But I got to say, I mean, I don't think you guys could have put on anything better than that for a championship race, championship decider. So, congratulations not only on the season, but on the championship and on probably the best finish that I have personally ever seen and been a part of, Tyler. And we cannot wait for next season and what you guys are going to put on.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys jumping on board and giving us a shot. I know some weeks it didn't go as we wanted it to, but the as far as the racing wise, we've we've definitely been putting on some good shows the last couple of weeks. So I appreciate everything you guys have been doing, and yeah, that was definitely fun. Couldn't have been a better outcome for me and Greg as far as everything he's done and helping me out with the real life stuff and us racing in real life. So yeah, worked out really good.
Well, Tyler, congratulations again on the championship here tonight. Any more shout outs you want to give us before we let you go celebrate this one?
Just all the people that helped me in the real life world, Matt, Nick, and Greg and Robbie Walton for everything they do. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate everything everybody has done, and thanks for the people that's ran the series. Hopefully, we can make the winter series just as good.
We're looking forward to it, Tyler. Congratulations on your championship, man. Go celebrate it.
Thank you.
That's our champion. As we bring up the man who finished second, gave us one of the best finishes out there, but got a feel for him just a little bit. Greg, I'm sure not how you thought it was going to end there once you got around him in 1 and 2, but how you feeling after that? How you feeling after that? And is there anything else you could have done?
I mean, it always sucks, first loser, but that was a great show. I knew we had the faster car. We finally got around him. I knew he was going to send it in there, which, you're racing for a championship. You got to do that. But I just got a little loose all four. We made contact, and then that second time we hit, I was aiming for the wall and just tried to stay in it. So, like Tony Stewart said, I'd wreck my mom for a championship. So I tried to stay in the throttle and hopefully just slide across first. But it was a fucking awesome race. I'm sorry for the language, but really couldn't have pictured it going any other way.
Yeah, massive. It looked like you had a pretty big tire advantage there on him. Settled in. There was contact made there, kind of with 7 to go. But you settled back in, got back to him. Impressive show all night. Was there any point where you thought, man, if I could just get out there and run away with it, this would be way more comfortable? Or was it just the feel all night that it was going to come down to some kind of close battle?
Um, Half and half, kind of. I knew if we could have got out front with a decent amount of laps left, that I probably could have stole it. But it's so hard to pass around this track, and he's just a great driver. So all the respect towards him. He's pretty much taught me everything I know. So I definitely can't hate on him. You got to race how you got to race for a championship. But it's been an awesome season, and to come that close and put on such a great show, I got no bad taste in my mouth.
Well, Greg, it was a great season to cover you guys for the last little bit of it, and a fantastic finish for the championship here tonight. I know ours to be a little bit short, but before we let you out of here, man, to end the season and before we get to, I believe, the winter series, any final shout outs you want to give us?
Yeah, well, we definitely got to shout out Tyler, with him racing and putting out the schedules and then actually racing in real life. It's a lot. So big props to him. He's a great teammate to have. So thank you guys for coming and putting on the broadcast. I love fucking coming back and watching them. Justin White for being the whole sheriff of this whole deal. So thank you guys for everything. Always got to thank my mom, my sister, my aunt, my girlfriend, the whole family. They always stick out and watch. So love that, and hopefully we see you guys next season.
Hopefully, we're back with you guys. And Greg, congratulations again on the season, and congratulations on the second place. And we'll see you next time y'all are out on track.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
It's our second place finisher, Greg Vile. We'll get our third place finisher, Kyle Taraska, the man that kind of was just, had a great run for himself, up 7 spots from where you started, Kyle, tonight. How you feeling after that one?
Yeah, I tried to steal the show there a little bit. I was feeling pretty excited going through 3 and 4. I was able to chase uh, Tyler and Greg down enough to see the battle that was taking place, and I saw them spin, and I'm just like, man, like maybe they'll wreck and like they'll come to a stop before the start finish line, and I could have won the race, and then they could have figured it out. They could have ran across the line like Ricky Bobby there. So it was a good race. It was cool that it went the full distance. Definitely appreciated um, the smaller fuel cells or fuel allowance, I guess, to allow more like green flag pit stops and strategy. And all in all, just another fun race here.
Yeah, you guys made about 4 or 5 there, green flag pit stops. Coming to the end there, what was your tire play? I don't know that I saw exactly when you took them, but was it the second to last stop, or did you take them at the stage? And do you think you could have taken them at a different time, maybe run down Greg and Tyler there for the win?
Yeah, that was definitely. I definitely got a little too cute when it came to the tire strategy there. I was trying to so it's very close when it comes to taking 4 tires and fueling these cars. Usually you could gain like maybe like a second or two by just taking rights and not waiting on 4 tires. It's really, really close depending. But what I ended up doing was, which was the wrong strategy, the second to last stop around 30 to go, I ended up taking my left sides just to kind of get them on there because they weren't wearing as much. And I was going to save my right sides, which I did for the last stop around 85, 86 with 15 to go. The problem was between lap 70 and 85, I just gave up way, way, way too much time. I only had about 20% on my right rear. I was sliding all over the place, and I gave up seconds, and that was the difference for me. I think if I were to do the strategy again, I definitely would have taken tires with about 30 to go, and I just would have tried to manage my pace a little bit better between 30 and 85 until the end. But the car was if a caution would have came out at the end, I think I would have had the right strategy, and I think I had something for those guys because I was about 3 to 5 tenths faster. I felt like chasing them down for many laps in the last 15, but there was just such a big gap I left on track. There wasn't enough time to catch them.
Well, Kyle, I mean, it was a great run for you. Great, run through the end of the season there. But I mean, what was the handling like? I mean, I think this was one of the biggest tracks that we've seen y'all at, and highest in terms of tire wear. So, I mean, what was it like out there? Y'all went 50 laps before you took tires. And I know you said you were sliding around on 20% at one point in that, but overall feel of the car around a track as big as New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean the tire degradation definitely made it a lot more fun. I mean, this track is probably a little too big for these cars. I mean, there was definitely drafting, but which was fun, but it was hard to really get a run and pass someone or get alongside somebody without like burning your stuff up. So it was a lot of fun to drive and wheel. Um, like I said, I feel like maybe this track was a little bit too big, but I'd like to maybe try this in like a late model or a modified or something like that and see what we could do. But it was a lot of fun. Like I said, not every race in these have to be the same. We've ran some bull rings in this series, and they provided some entertaining value, and they've kind of turned into some crap shows a little bit, and then we ran some bigger tracks, and it changes it up like this. And that's the fun part about this series is Tyler likes to change it up and switch things around with the schedule, and it makes every week a little bit different and unique. And all in all, it's a fun, like I say in any other interview, it's a fun way to spend a Thursday night with some of your buddies. Just I really wish I could have won one of these damn races, but definitely looking forward to next season to try again.
Hey, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do for us next season. And it was a blast covering you guys for the last 7 races of y'all season. But before we let you out of here for the end of it all, any more shout outs you want to give?
No, just I mean, congratulate Tyler and Greg on a awesome finish, and Tyler ultimately winning a championship. And thank you to Tyler for putting on the series. Thank you to all you guys for doing the broadcast, and excited to see what we could all do together next year.
Well, Kyle, we're looking forward to it. Congratulations on your 3rd place season and on the season as a whole. And we will see you hopefully next season.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
And our 3rd place finisher there of Kyle Taraska and Justice. I mean, what a more fitting way to end the season for the TTR short track guys. Brought to you by Highland Homes Roofing as they jumped on for the last 7 races to be the primary sponsor. And I think they got about every penny out of that they could have asked for with the racing that we've got to see. As we get a look at the final results there with Tyler Truex going to get the win and the championship. Greg Vile, Kyle Taraska, Robbie Walton, Matt Garrett, the top 5. You had Patrick Rapaldi, James Stenger, 6th and 7th. And Jared, due to the heartbreak that is for the man who dominated the early parts of the series when we started covering him here on the Revo Racing Network in 8th. But Justice, have you had time to gather your thoughts after that finish?
Yeah, I look back at it. These guys have just given us thriller after thriller. The race at Richmond, the race at Irwindale, Hickory. These guys just slinging it around. Kern. They gave us show after show. At times, I know Tyler was disappointed with some of the yellow flags we were getting, but these guys never failed to make that worthwhile. So more of the same here tonight. Tight battle, and I mean, again, one of the most impressive finishes I've seen, period, in any race series, IRL on the sim. These boys came in, put on a show for us there, and just did not disappoint, and hopefully get the chance to have us back in the Winter Series, because I'd like to see these boys continue to sling it around on these short tracks across America.
Yeah, I definitely hope that we are back for the Winter Series and we can see more great racing action that we got to see for the last 7 weeks. But I mean, for tonight, that's going to be it. We crowned a champion. It was a photo finish, wrecking out of turn number 4, wrecking across the line. Tyler Truex gets it done as he beats Greg Vile to the line. As we get one more look at it through 3 and 4, here they come. The beating, banging, the slipping and sliding. And I mean, the carnage that is this finish. You see the contact made, and then just right there, the photo finish gets the championship to the 69 machine of Tyler Truex. But for us at the Revo Racing Network, that's going to be it as we covered the TTR guys. We're going to be done on Thursday nights until hopefully we're back for their winter series. But hey, we'll be back for more racing coverages Monday night. We have the Racing Revolution Coastal Financial Truck Series. Unfortunately, we missed their Watkins Glen race with a little bit of a scheduling conflict, but we're back Monday night for the track that's too tough to tame, the Lady in Black, however you want to call it. We're going to Darlington for some truck racing on Monday night. But for tonight, for myself, Trevor Earhart, Justice Murphy, Rob Rader, and everybody here at the Revo Racing Network and the TTR Short Track Series, that is it for us. Congratulations to Tyler Truex on his championship. Congratulations.